Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Span 5. One thing I've noticed about politics, through the years, that I've been following it, and that's been for a while, I've always been interested, is that, while both parties are hypocrites, the Republican Party seems to be the most guilty of doing this. There are a lot of examples of this. I've said in the past, in fact, I've said to Republican friends, and I probably mentioned this shit before in videos, that I actually think that had the campaign in 2000 been Gore versus McCain, I think either way, I think the country would have been better off. Even McCain, because McCain of 2000, I've said this also many times, if McCain in 2008 would have been the McCain of 2000 and wouldn't have picked Sarah Palin, I probably would have voted for him. Because I really did like a lot of what John McCain said in 2000. I disagree with some of the shit he said. However, I disagreed with a lot of shit that Gore did. I think picking Lieberman was a fucking fucked up, stupid choice on his part, and I still don't get why he picked him. And I really don't even... I can't think of any good reasons why he would. But I disagree with a lot of shit that Gore said and did. But that's just me. But I think McCain had a lot of good ideas in 2000, and he really got blackballed out of that. And that really fucked me up, because I think, Bush was one of the worst things that could happen. He took a surplus, he took a great economy, and some people argue that, yeah, there was that bursting bubble in the 90s. Yeah, there are always bursting bubbles. However, it can't be maintained. You can't, okay, well, here's a bursting bubble, but, we can do this and this and this to help solve that. Bush really fucked things up. He really did. And that really, I was so fucking disappointed that so many people voted for Bush in 2004 for all the wrong fucking reasons. Now, some people voted for good reasons, I suppose. I disagree. Like the Malayan Dialogue, Cardinal Virtues, I should say. He said that he voted for Bush in 2004 because, Iraq, because, we were already there. He wanted to finish the job. I voted for Kerry, and in fact, I still have some fucking pins that I had at the time. Like, don't blame me, I voted for Kerry. Which I still think is a really cool pin. I'm still thinking about wearing that. But, anyhow, it fucks me up that, McCain felt so, like, he felt that desire, that fucking huge desire to be president, that he just basically sold out his fucking ideals just to get that nomination. And that really pisses me off, because the Republican Party, it seems like the voters, they're the fucking problem. Because the Republican Party does still seem to have some good candidates. Do I think they're perfect? No. But do I think the Democrats have perfect candidates? Fuck no. Neither party does. But the thing that really pisses me off, and this especially comes from people who say we need to vote for third parties, is that, we need to vote for this person because he's better. Well, not necessarily. The thing is, yeah, do you agree 100% with this person? No. But do you agree for the most part? Yes. And for the most part, I agree with Obama, so that's why I'm voting for him. I voted for him in 2008 because, McCain just decided, fuck it, I want to be president. Let's do this and this and this. I'm basically just going to toe that party line and pretty much be like the rest of these assholes. Which McCain wasn't. Unlike a lot of these pricks, McCain actually served in fucking Vietnam. Which, for the record, so did Kerry, so did Gore. They both enlisted. And one funny thing, I don't know if I've mentioned this before, it always pissed me off about the whole Vietnam thing, because they call Clinton a draft dodger. In fact, my dad, he has a subscription to Playboy, and years ago I was reading some fucking letter that someone had sent them, and this was when Bush was in office. They called Clinton a draft dodger. Oh, but Bush wasn't a fucking draft dodger? Oh, no, he was a draft dodger. No, he wasn't. He went to fucking school. He went to Oxford. Is that dodging the draft? Well, maybe. But the thing is, he was going to one of the most fucking prestigious schools in the goddamn country. In the fucking world, I should say, not the country. So, to me, that's not dodging the draft. I'd much rather get a great fucking education than go to a fucking war, especially if I don't believe in it, which I don't believe in most wars. Some wars, yeah, I understand. World War I, World War II, these are wars I fucking completely get. Ever since then, not really. But that being said, most of the war hawks, they're mostly Republicans, and they're mostly people that didn't go to fucking Vietnam. Rush Limbaugh, he couldn't go. Why not? Okay, no, you're a fucking idiot. Ted Nugent, he made sure he could not fucking go to Vietnam by not showering for a long fucking time and pissing and shitting himself. Wow, you're a fucking badass, aren't you? And that always fucks me up. Like, they say the people that actually fucking went, they're cowards. I forget who it was, but they called Jack Murtha a fucking coward. It's like, fuck you. But it really fucking pisses me off that there are so many fucking people that should know better. And they either, they don't care, or they're just not paying attention, whatever. I mean, I just don't fucking get. I really cannot justify a lot of this shit. You know, at least a lot of the fucking right wingers I know, they've left the fucking Republican Party. Cause like, no, they're fucked up. You know, they went with this Tea Party bullshit, and that really pisses me off. And by the way, yes, I have been drinking a little bit, so that's why I might be slurring my words, and my train of thought may not be that fucking great. But I'm gonna tell a story real quick before I get on to the main part of this video. Back in 2004, it was going to be the first time that not only myself, but my wife could vote in a presidential election. Now, my wife registered to vote. I've been registered to vote since I was 18. You know, I was getting my temps at the time, basically just an ID, and I think I got my license when I was like 19, but whatever, that's neither here nor there. And of course I registered to vote. I wanted to fucking vote. I thought that was fucking great. You know, I want to be fucking involved. And I think that the people who say, I'm just not going to get involved, well, then you can't bitch. You know, unless you were in the service or you're currently in the service, you can't bitch. And it really does piss me off when people do this. And that comes from the fucking right and the left. And it's sad. It's like, you know, just fucking vote for the person you agree with more. And it pisses me off that so many people, instead of reading the current events, and I mean, I'm even guilty of this sometimes. Like, sometimes I don't know shit that's happening currently. But, you know, I at least try to keep up with things. But the people who, they would much rather look up a fucking porn star on freeones.com. They'd much rather do that and fucking, you know, whack their fucking parsnip rather than know what's going on around the world. No, it matters right now. You know, I want to get a fucking load off. I want to fucking, you know, watch some bullshit video on YouTube that means nothing. It's just some fucking funny little video instead of reading what's actually happening. But, anyhow. So, most of my wife's relatives, they were not registered to vote. Now, my family, we're pretty much traditionally Democrat. There are a few, you know, Republicans here and there. I've talked about my cousin before. You know, he was pretty much the most liberal motherfucker I've ever known, but he started hanging out with his estranged dad, and, you know, now he's Republican, which I guarantee you, if I really called him on it, he would have nothing. He would realize, oh, wait, I am a fucking liberal. But, so, my wife's family, they weren't registered to vote. My wife encouraged them to register to vote. So they all did. And of course, what they all fucking do? They all voted for fucking Bush. Now, before that, my wife was there with her mom and her dad, and they were talking, and my wife said, well, I'm voting for John Kerry. And her dad was asking her why and all this, and, oh, don't you believe this and this and this? And, you know, she's like, no, I think Kerry's the better candidate. He actually called her fucking stupid for that. Now, number one, I will say in fairness, you know, I'm not, like, on the greatest of terms with her mom, you know, my mother-in-law. I mean, we don't, like, fight every fucking time we see each other, but, you know, I think a lot of the shit she says and believes in is bullshit, but she actually defended my wife, like, oh, I can't believe you said that. But beyond that, you know, if I had been there, oh, I would have fucking called his ass, I would have called his ass out so fucking much that he would have been bleeding rectally for probably about a year. But then again, he was the fucking type who, he was reading books like, I believe the book was called, Unfit for Command, which was a book against John Kerry, like, oh, he did this and this, which, you know, that whole fucking Swift boat campaign against him was fucking bullshit. I mean, I will say, you know, at least Bush was, you know, he came out and said, well, I think John Kerry should be proud of his military record. I thought that was cool. But, you know, he didn't really do enough to say, hey, let's stop with this fucking shit. And, I mean, and John McCain, he actually did the same thing. You know, he was like, look, I was there. A lot of these fuckers weren't, so they can't say anything. So, anyhow, they all voted for Bush. Now, fast forward to 2008. My father-in-law, who voted for Bush in 2004, talking about politics with his daughter, my wife, he said, I don't really mind either one, John McCain or Obama, which kind of fucks me up because it's like, okay, John Kerry in his campaign was not nearly as liberal as Obama was. So what's the fucking problem here? I mean, why is there a fucking difference? I mean, Bush was a fucking retard. At least John McCain knows things. You know, he's been around for a long fucking time. He's been at this fucking political game for a while. You know, he knows some shit. He's a smart guy. You know, Bush was not. I mean, Bush, he's not the dumbest fucking person on the goddamn planet. But, I mean, compared to McCain, he is, but, I mean, he's dumb as fuck, I should say. So it's like you don't mind either one. Now, this is one thing I found fucking hilarious. My father-in-law actually lives in Florida. His wife lives up here in Ohio, but he's down in Florida taking care of his parents. Like his mother, my grandma-in-law, I guess you would say. I don't know. She just turned 101 this year. They're very fucking old. They don't want to spend the money. They want to make sure, like, as much of their money as they can spare goes to us as inheritance. You know, they want to make sure that we can buy a house and shit like that. And that goes for my wife and her sister and me too. You know, since I'm married and they actually like me. But he's taking care of them. But he's down in Florida now, and my wife was talking to him, and Romney and Ryan were down there, and that's when the hurricane was, about to happen. And my father-in-law actually said, well, hopefully, the hurricane takes those two away. Okay, really? Really? Okay, well, so you voted for Bush. You called your daughter, my wife, an idiot for voting for the other guy. But you hate these two? And I don't know if it's because he's starting to realize how fucked up the party has gotten. Or not. Or maybe it's because, Paul Ryan, he really wants to fuck with Medicare. He wants to fuck with Social Security. And the same with Mitt Romney. And, the fucked up thing about Mitt Romney was, in the years past, there were some things I could say, yeah, that was good. The healthcare thing, which apparently the guy who wrote the same fucking thing, it was Romney Care and Obamacare, said it's the same fucking bill. Apparently those were his exact words. But, now Romney, oh, well, no, the country shouldn't have to do that as a whole. It worked in Massachusetts. It worked. But we shouldn't make the whole country do it. Well, why not? And that's the thing, like, I see these ad campaigns, like, Obama said he wants to do this, but Romney's going to take that away and do something that works. Such as? What? The Democrats in the late 80s, in the 90s, wanted universal health care. They look at Europe like, yeah, there are some problems, but, it works overall. They really don't complain. Of course you're going to have some people that fucking bitch and cry about it. Of course. That's what always happens. I know people in the past, like, well, my girlfriend, she's from Canada. She said it sucks. Well, I've asked Canadians that I know here on YouTube, like, well, how's the healthcare? I know for a fact I asked Nathan Forrest, how's the healthcare? He said, oh, it's great if you fucking use it. Yeah, it's just you go in, if you have something wrong, they take care of you. And I know there are assholes like Steven Crowder, like he went to Canada, oh, well, this is what really happens. Okay, yeah, right. So anyhow, but beyond that, it's like, what about a public option? Nope. The Republicans did not want that. Okay, well, why don't we just make everyone buy it privately? You have to have some form of health care to make sure you're covered. Okay, that sounds good. But now they're bitching about it. So what is the other fucking option? I really don't see it. And I've heard people in the past say, lower healthcare costs. What the fuck are you going to do? Are you just going to say, pretty please, with sugar on top, lower healthcare costs, make it so doctors don't get paid as much and you don't charge as much? It's not going to fucking happen. I don't know how many fucking times I've had to say this. I've said this, I actually said this probably a couple years ago. I know I said it at my old fucking place. But it's like, what the fuck are you going to do? So, to vote for fucking Romney now, you either just, okay, if you hate Obama that much, I understand. He has, he's been a disappointment in certain ways, but he's not a dictator. He can't just do whatever the fuck he wants. And, he's going back on his word on certain things. Like, he's actually gone through and done some shit that he said he wouldn't. And I think that's bullshit. However, overall, I agree with the guy. And on a past video, I linked this political compass kind of test. It says, it just asks you, a number of questions, and at the end it tells you who you agree with the most. And that includes, third-party candidates, too. It's not, partisan or anything like that. It's not just, Obama versus Romney. And the funny thing is, a girl I know, and I think I've mentioned this before, she's conservative, and actually we're friends. She's really good friends with my wife. She said, I think I'm just going to throw my vote away and vote for a third party. She doesn't like Romney at all. And she took the test and, no, she doesn't agree with Romney. She doesn't really agree with Obama either. So she's going to vote for a third party. But for, some of the newer subscribers, I'll go ahead and link to that in the description so you can take it for yourself and see who you agree with. And before I hear people saying, we all need to vote for a third party. It's been brought up before that we've been a two-party system since Washington's second term. So third parties don't generally win, especially since there's so many varied fucking opinions. It just basically it's all over the fucking place. And I'm not saying it's stupid to vote for a third party. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just not doing it. I don't think they're going to win, and it is throwing my fucking vote away. When that happened in 2000, with Gore. Now, I think some conservatives actually did vote for Ralph Nader. I think the majority of people who voted for Nader were somewhat liberal. And I know there are a lot of people on the left in Hollywood who are saying, let's all vote for Nader. He's a good guy. We can trust him. I know Bill Maher was all about that. Michael Moore was, even though it was fucking bullshit, and I brought this up before that, in Fahrenheit 9/11, it's like, everything's going to plan. Gore was winning. No, you were fucking running for Nader. So what the fuck? What do you mean everything was going to plan? You were running against him. Susan Sarandon, there are a bunch of other fucking liberals in Hollywood who are saying, let's vote for Nader. And I don't think Nader's a bad guy. I just don't think he has the qualifications to be president. So anyhow, third parties, they generally don't win. They can. Bernie Sanders, he's an independent. He's in Congress. But I just think that most of these people who are voting for Romney, and now, some of them, it is because Obama's black. And I've said before, it's not just conservatives who vote against Obama because he's black. There's also some liberals who do that too. Let's not fucking beat around the bush on that. There are. Racism still is a problem. Is it as big of a problem as it was? No. But it still is a problem. But I think some people, they think that the Democrats just want to take their fucking guns away and their fucking freedom and all this other bullshit, even though none of that shit's happened. Our freedoms were taken away more under Bush than fucking Obama. And yeah, Clinton, he passed through the assault gun bill. Did he take your guns away? No. And Wayne LaPierre, said, if Obama wins a second term, he's going to secretly take our guns away. Yeah, because he has the power to do that. So anyway, this is the main part of the fucking video. And I know it's taking a while to get to it. So, sorry. But if you can't deal with that, fuck off. But, I got a comment from a user, I believe the name is SoccerFan88, on my video, 10 Reasons to Hate Mitt Romney. And apparently this fucking idiot took issue with me talking about breast cancer. And I made the joke, MS, multiple sclerosis, and I said, monkey scrotum. That was a Family Guy reference, I even said that. And he got mad, oh, don't you fucking talk about that, my mom had breast cancer, she died, and okay, fuck you. And then, yeah, actually he ended it with, fuck you. First off, breast cancer runs in my fucking mom's side of the family, so there's a good chance I might get it. I'm not saying I'm going to get it. It's going to happen one of these days. No, I could get it. It's been pretty prevalent throughout her family history. And also, I've given plenty of fucking money to breast cancer. But MS is like, I wasn't saying anything against, breast cancer or people with MS. Was I? No. But this guy's a fucking idiot. So I basically said, yeah, whack, get a fucking tissue. Oh, my mom. Okay, I didn't say anything against your fucking mom. Get over it. You don't even fucking watch my video. So I basically said, you have no fucking reason to vote for Romney. Because he's basically, oh, you're just voting for Obama for this. So, he sent me a comment. And it was kind of cut off at the end. I don't know if he was just unwilling to complete his fucking thought. Because the 11th thing he came up, but, he didn't continue. So, let's go ahead and read this. Because it's funny how much parallels the fucking video, and I've already addressed a lot of this, but, fuck it, let's go through it anyway. Actually, I have many good reasons to vote for him. Talk about Romney. For example, 1, and I'm going to go through these individually. He won't take my hard-earned money and give it to the people who sit on their butts all day. Okay, and has Obama done that? Not really. The thing is, why would you be against helping people who need it? There's the whole welfare queen prejudice that, most of these people are just fat black women who have a ton of fucking kids, and they're just going to, the welfare, oh, we don't know where his dad is. And they get money. No. Some people, they fall in fucking hard times. Back when Obama was first fucking sworn into office, before he even took office, I was laid off. And by the way, the employers pay for that. I was kind of called on that a little bit. I think our pay actually did reflect that. I've said this before. But the thing is, because I work construction, yeah, I didn't have a job. And I basically had to take a shitty fucking job just to make a little bit of money. Because I hated being on fucking government assistance. I hated it. I hated the fucking idea that basically I'm just sitting there all day looking for construction jobs. They weren't there. I was trying to look for the fucking trade that I was in. I was looking to get back into school so I didn't have to, just basically default on my third year of school. I wanted to keep doing it. No one was fucking hiring. Oh, but I just sat on my ass all day? Fuck you. Yeah, I sat on my ass looking for a fucking job. And the thing is, why is it that it's lazy people who are on welfare? Or it's people who, they didn't have a good fucking opportunity. Something happened. Maybe they didn't have, the intelligence or the physical capabilities to get a great fucking job. So should we just say fuck them? It's kind of funny because this shit always comes from fucking Christians. And you can tell that shit with some of these other fucking things that he's saying he's voting for Romney on. Oh yeah, God says help people, but fuck them if they can't help themselves. What the fuck? And it's not even that fucking much. It's like it takes like $100 a paycheck from you to pay for someone just so they can sit on their ass and do something. Yes, there are people that do that. In fact, I heard of some woman who, she won the lottery, yet she was still collecting welfare. And then she got pissed off when they took it away. No, you have money now. You don't fucking need government fucking insurance. You don't need government help. And yeah, there are people like that, but a lot of people, they're not like that. And that's fucking prejudicial. And it's fucking bullshit. 2, he won't give illegals American jobs. Okay, well, first off, is he doing it? No. It's the companies. Why are people blaming the fucking government for this? I love this whole fucking idea. That somehow the government, they can just completely stop it. No, Bush even tried to pass that shit like, well, companies, they shouldn't be bullied for that. If they hire, okay, well, blame the fucking businesses. Tax the fuck out of them. And if they do it, just fine the fuck out of them. They're not going to do that. You know why? Because they're job creators. But let me tell you a story. And this goes to this. The neighborhood I grew up in, I lived in the same neighborhood from, I believe it was 1987 to, 2010. Maybe 2009. I think it was 2010. I grew up there. Me and my wife had our first place in that same neighborhood. It used to be the second biggest apartment complex in the country. And when I was growing up, it was very nice. Very nice. The only weird thing was we had, and I think I've mentioned this before, a couple doors down, we had some fucking high-ranking KKK member. And anytime something happened with the KKK locally, they go to his door, they wouldn't show him. He would never answer the door. They would just show his door. But it was, my street. Like I said, 2 doors down. And they're just townhouses. So basically just like, blocks of 4 and then like blocks of fucking 12, etc. It was a big neighborhood. It started out really nice. Really took care of the place. But then it was bought by another company. And they just let anyone move in. If you had a criminal record, oh yeah, move in. If you don't make enough money, oh yeah, move in. We'll fit you in somewhere. And it got really shitty. Well, then people started moving out. And we had a bunch of illegals. And I would say probably about 85 to 90% of the people living in the neighborhood were illegal Mexicans. And I'm going to say this, goddammit. During the day, because at the time I worked at Toys R Us, I lived with my dad still, and I would just walk. I didn't drive yet. And sometimes, I would have to be there early in the morning. Sometimes I had to be there at like 3. And I'd walk to work. The streets were fucking empty. You know why? Because one or both of the parents were at work and the kids were at school. Beyond that, illegals, they work fucking hard. They do some pretty good fucking work. Now, maybe it's not above and beyond what they're supposed to do, but they do the fucking job. You can see that with landscaping and shit. A lot of illegals, especially here in Ohio, they do that. And the thing is, they don't bitch. And also, they do the jobs that a lot of Americans, I'm above that. I can't do that shit. Now, me, where I worked at Toys R Us, yeah, when I started working in the back, part of the job was you clean the fucking bathrooms. Was it nasty at times? Yeah. Kids pissing in the fucking drain on the floor? Yeah, they'll do that. But, I did it because, I was getting a fucking paycheck. But a lot of Americans, they won't do that. Agriculture, the thing is, agriculture is kind of a fucked up industry because, yeah, they make a lot, but they don't sell a lot. You know, it spoils quickly, and illegals will do that. A lot of Americans won't. So the thing is, I understand. I completely understand why people are bitching about them. Yeah, they're here illegally. If they fuck up, they can just basically run, and you can't, figure out who they are. But the thing is, a lot of illegals, they don't do that. They don't fuck up. You know, in my old neighborhood, the only thing I really complained about was on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday nights, they had, their fucking parties. You know, they play all the fucking Mexican trumpet and, tuba music, and it was fucking annoying. And they all drank a little bit too much. But they didn't really fuck with me. They didn't bother me at all. They didn't fuck with my shit. So, okay, yeah, I get the whole thing, but how is he going to stop that? It's the companies doing that. And it's illegal to hire them, yet they're still doing it. Anyhow, let's move on. I spent long enough on that fucking point. Number 3. He will approve the death penalty and kill people who deserve to be killed. Okay, I agree with the death penalty, but why would you, as a Christian? Why would you? I thought the Bible said, God said, vengeance shall be mine. Who gives us the right to fucking do it? Now, I know there's a lot of shit in the fucking Bible that says, stone them to death, like unruly children, gays, shit like this, which gays come up later, believe me. So, but it's like, okay, I agree with that, but it's not the president's job to do that, is it? No, I mean, the Supreme Court can decide if it's, constitutional or not, and states can decide that too. It is up to the fucking people in that state. So, he's just gonna make it a fucking federal law that, you have to have the death penalty? Fucking idiot. 4, he won't apologize to Muslims. Oh yeah, so even when people are just being pricks, like Pastor Terry Jones, when he's just being an asshole, to be an asshole. And, he wants to fucking bitch about the Quran. Has he read the fucking Bible? And all the terrible shit in there? Sometimes, yeah, you say, I'm sorry. I apologize to some fucking Christians. Like, some of these atheists are just assholes to you. They say, you're a Christian, therefore, you're an idiot. And that's not the fucking case. Yes, I think sometimes Muslims just need to lighten the fuck up. Yeah, you know what? I'm sorry, but people can bitch about your religion. But then again, Christians, they bitch all the time. Where was that fucking courthouse? It was one of the state Supreme courthouses. That asshole had that huge fucking monument, essentially, with the 10 Commandments. And Christians getting all pissed off, like rolling on the floor, crying. They're taking it out. Put it back. Okay, that's not what our fucking country is based on. So they're gonna bitch about that. Oh, but when Muslims bitch, that's wrong. So should we apologize to any religious group? Why don't we just keep religion out of fucking politics? And you know what? Like I said, sometimes it's other people being pricks to fucking Muslims. So if you need to apologize, do it. Sometimes you just apologize like, okay, let's just end this fucking shit, okay? There's no fucking reason to get pissed off. Look, I'm sorry, that shit sucks, whatever. Do you apologize too? Okay, fine, end it. Anyhow, 5, he won't kill innocent babies. I thought God said no one was innocent. But beyond that, do you know anything about, the cycle that life goes through during pregnancy? Okay, well, what if a woman has, a spontaneous abortion? Her body aborts. Should that woman be brought up on involuntary manslaughter charges? And again, the thing is, I find it funny that back in 2000, I knew a lot of people, voters and non-voters alike, who said they wanted Bush to win because he's going to illegalize abortion. He had 8 fucking years. It didn't happen. That's not up to the president. Even if he stacks the fucking Supreme Court, it's probably not going to happen. I'm sorry. It's not. But then again, I find it funny that Christians bitch about this. Like, oh, aborted fetuses, that they're innocent babies. Well, then they go right up to heaven, right? I'd much rather not deal with this bullshit of life and just go straight to the fucking party. Why go through the bullshit? Number 6. He was born in America. Oh yeah, throw in that birther fucking shit. Just for good measure. The thing is, okay, well, number 1, yeah, you have to be born in America to be president. Obama was born in America, but that's not a reason to vote for someone. It's just a prerequisite. But, then again, I mean, with these kind of fucking comments, this fucking idiot. He wasn't born here. Fucking moron. Number 7. He has never done drugs. Oh yeah, so that automatically disqualifies you if you've done them. All the fucking brilliant people that have, done drugs. Bill Clinton, very fucking smart president. Very fucking smart. Yeah, he did drugs. Obama said, yeah, I've done drugs. And Mitt Romney says he hasn't. Okay, well, what about alcohol? Has he ever drank? I know Mormonism says not to do it, but we don't know if he hasn't. But if he has drank, and he said, yeah, I've been drunk on occasion, would that disqualify him in your fucking mind? But even beyond what we consider a general drug, alcohol, marijuana, tobacco, etc. What about caffeine? I know a lot of straight edge people who say they don't even drink caffeine because it's a drug. They don't need that shit because it's fucked up. And anyone that drinks caffeine is fucking stupid. Has he drank a cup of coffee? That's a drug. Caffeine is a fucking drug. So, yeah, you're a fucking idiot. This is a fucking stupid point to bring up. And I don't really give a fuck what people have done in their past. If they're on cocaine on a regular fucking basis, yeah, that's something to be concerned about. But then again, George Bush, he did cocaine. He was an alcoholic for a long time. Did you support him? Anyhow. 8. He won't let gays marry. That's the end of it right there. Marry who? Each other? So I thought like this whole thing is like they have the same rights as the heterosexuals. Gays can marry someone of the opposite sex. So gays can't get married to someone of the opposite sex? Okay. And I know the point. He won't let, gay marriage happen, which that's not up to him. Bush tried that shit. And I find it one of the funniest things I can imagine. And I brought up Bill Maher before. He made a joke. I think it was the 2003 State of the Union speech that Bush did, where that's when he was going to try to pass a constitutional amendment banning gay marriage. And Bill Maher said, the State of the Union is supposed to be about the State of the Union, not some Andy Rooney bitching session. You know what I hate? When gay people do it. Pretty much sums it up right there. Yeah, because boys kissing, which, that's one funny thing. I mean, a lot of these fuckers, they're so repressed. Oh, man, fucking, I can't handle that. But then they'll fucking whack their fucking parsnip. I hate using the same fucking joke twice in a video. To two girls eating each other out. But a lot of times it happens. But why do you care? Is this really a fucking issue? Does this affect you? At all? At all? It's not going to affect my fucking marriage. Yes, I'm married to a fucking woman. If two guys can get married, which some of them have in this country, in other countries, it hasn't done fuck to me. Who cares? If you're going to play this fucking biblical bullshit, why don't we go all the fucking way? You can't eat shellfish. You can't eat animals with cloven hooves. You can't wear clothing made of 2 different fucking materials. You can't get tattoos. You have to stone unruly children. Why don't we just fucking take it all the way and just make it a complete fucking theocracy? Fucking idiots. You pick a couple of fucking things that you like, and then the rest, you wouldn't have to do that. That takes away people's freedom. 9, he knows how to handle money. Okay, well, his wife bought horses that cost several thousand fucking dollars. Thousands of fucking dollars. If I spend $100 on something, in fact, I bought some guitar tools that altogether it was about $300 some. And this included tools for fretting, a ruler that comes in handy with many different fucking applications, fret wire, a few other things. It was like $300 some. My wife is like, you spent $300 some fucking dollars on this. His fucking wife wants horses that cost thousands? But he knows how to handle money? You're out of your fucking mind. He blows money on shit. Okay? Shit. And having that many fucking kids, you don't know how to handle money. It's like, well, you have tons of money. Why have more kids? Why not just give them a better fucking life? These few fucking kids. How many do you have? Fucking 12? And that's not a fucking reason to vote for a president. The government, I should say, is not concerned with making a profit. When the government has a surplus, what do? They give it back. Here you go. We didn't need this much from you. Here you go. You can spend this money. They're not spending it on themselves. They're trying to just make sure people have the shit they need. The military has the shit they need. That shit's taken care of. The roads are taken care of. So what the fuck does that have to do with anything? Now, the last one, which I already addressed this, but apparently the fucking idiot did not even bother watching my whole fucking video about Mitt Romney. 10. He was able to become rich all by himself. Now, the thing is, no, he didn't become rich all by himself. And I love this whole fucking self-made millionaire argument. His family was fucking rich. It is not hard to take a lot of money and make more. You can invest in things. Okay, this looks pretty good right now. Why don't we invest in that? Why don't we do that? Okay, yeah. Okay, well, you've made money. There you go. You know, it's not like playing the fucking lottery. You make shit money. You spend $5 a week on lottery tickets, and you might, hit the fucking jackpot. Most likely you won't, but you might. When you have a ton of money, you can waste more. But, another person that supposedly became rich on his own is Donald Trump. He fucked up a casino. How do you fuck that up? Really, how do you? I don't understand that. A casino is just for fucking idiots. You're playing money to make more money, and so many of the people I've met that went to casinos, they went to Las Vegas, in fact, here in Columbus, pretty close to me, they're building a casino. I guarantee you, most of the people, I made $5,000. How much did you spend? Well, you spent more than that, didn't you? You didn't make any money. You lost money. But Donald Trump, he started out with plenty of fucking money, just like fucking Romney did. But the thing is, if you're so fucking rich and you love America so much, why are you hiding your fucking taxes? Why are you hiding your money in other fucking countries? Now, one thing I brought up, and they said he didn't like this, was Bill Clinton. He became pretty fucking well off on his own. He worked hard and he got his money. Where did Bill Clinton, why is he brought up? Because you're going to talk about people making money on their own. He did that. And then again, Bill Clinton, he fucking became, fairly successful on his own. Bill Gates, successful on his own. Bill Paxton, successful on his own. Bill Nye the Science Guy. Okay, enough of these Bill fucking references. These guys made money on their own. They worked hard and they got it. Mitt Romney, on the other hand, already had something. And I'm not trying to fucking knock rich people. If you come from a rich family, first off, you had no fucking choice. But if, you were able to go to a good school, great, good for you. That's fine. You were able to go to a private school. They gave you a really good education, a really good college. And you had the grades to go to that. You made that on your own. Good for you. I have nothing against that. I have nothing against people who, they start out with something, because there are plenty of fucking rich people who give a lot of money away. And they really feel bad that it's like, hey, we have all this, and some people have nothing. They live basically from paycheck to paycheck, just to make enough to pay bills and have food. And that's it. So a lot of rich people do that. And I don't hate rich people. I'm not, gonna, be coming out with that fucking, workers of the world unite, the hammer and sickle shit. Nothing like that. But to bring that up as a reason to vote for him? No. Why? Obama, he made, his mom worked her fucking ass off to make a good life for him. And he, he started out, pretty fucking low. But he became successful. Good for him. That happens sometimes. It's rare, but it happens. But who cares? I don't really care what Obama's fucking background was unless it has something to do with, law, something like that. Which he is a lawyer. But he knows how to run, and this is the whole thing that fucks me up about these Republicans, these arguments. He knows how to run a business. The government is not a business. The government is a service. We pay them to protect us, to provide certain things, and there you go. They're not out there to make a fucking profit. If they have too much money, they give it back to the people, because the people pay too much money into it. And I think that's a good fucking way to go. A business, on the other hand, they make profits. They may give you a good fucking pay raise. They may give you something like profit sharing, something like that, which I think is great, but a lot of times they don't. I don't get fucking profit sharing where I work. I had to pay into healthcare. Nothing was provided. My own construction job, yeah, there was something, it was a really basic level, healthcare coverage, and I had, dental and vision, shit like that. That was covered. But I could pay into, another fund to have better health care, which I did. Which, by the way, I didn't use, at all for all that fucking time, which was almost 3 years I worked there. But who cares about all this shit? This has nothing to do with really anything to do with policy. How he's going to fix things. Abortion? Gay marriage? Making money? What the fuck does this have to do with anything with the country? I don't get it. But then again, I guarantee you, this same fucking idiot supported Bush. He ran businesses into the fucking ground. He started out with money, and he fucked up. And he didn't do anything. He apologized to fucking Muslims. Bush was one of the first fucking people after 9/11 to say Islam was a religion of peace. And, he wanted to ensure that illegal Mexicans specifically, weren't treated terribly. So what the fuck? Are you that much of a fucking hypocrite? A lot of these assholes are. The Republicans are going to make things better. Well, they haven't. Well, they might. Well, they haven't. Their track record shows they haven't done that. Well, they might. Okay, well, under Clinton, weren't things better? Yeah. Now, one funny thing I have heard many times is, especially from the Romney campaign, like, are you better off now than you were when Obama took office? Actually, yes, I am. I am. When Obama took office, I didn't have a job. Now, me and my wife, we're actually making some money. We can actually spend money on shit. Just shit. She wants some new clothes. There you go. I can save us some money and buy some fucking guitar tools. Before I couldn't do that. No, we had to fucking pay bills. Buy shit that we needed. And have shitty furniture. Now we can actually spend some money. But god damn it, it just... To me, it just shows that so many of these fucking idiots, they're idiots themselves. And I actually said this to this fucking moron who sent that goddamn comment. You're an idiot, and you listen to other idiots who feed you idiotic bullshit. And you believe it. That's it, you believe it. Hook, line, and fucking sinker, you believe the shit. You don't look it up. You just say, oh yeah, well, this guy said it. It must be fucking true. And sometimes I'm fucking wrong. And a lot of times people correct me. And I think that's fucking great. It's like, oh, wow, fuck, I just learned something. Okay, well, I'm going to have to reevaluate my fucking stances. These people, no. They just say, no, I'm right. No, I know you're a fucking idiot. I know your fucking ideology is retarded. It makes no fucking sense. And it's self-centered. You care about your fucking self. You don't care about other fucking people. You care about fucking fetuses, but you don't care about people who might need help financially. Oh, because they're fucking lazy. Fucking idiots. Fucking worthless pieces of shit. Self-centered pieces of fucking shit. I hate these fucking people. And I'm glad that so many fucking people that I respect are leaving or have already left the Republican Party. This is Bad 5, and I'll see you guys next video.